Boys, we are back for another podcast. We've made it past the pilot episode. I mean, that's an achievement in itself. So I'm Samuel. I'm joined with Brian, Ahmed and Jack.
Alright, how are you?
With help from George Hill. Yeah.
Go on, George, say something.
The silent man in the corner, as always.
Oh, fine then.
Don't do it.
No, you did it. I don't talk because I don't know anything about football. God damn.
He's the stat man.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Stat all.
That's about it.
He's our man behind the scenes.
Yeah, just sitting here doing stuff.
So if you
about
guys
it.
watched the pilot episode, we actually introduced it with some predictions. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Well, you got the notes here. I don't remember it, but I can see now.
Yeah, well, shall we see if them predictions are correct?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Have you got the correct results next year?
No, someone load them up, yeah?
Yeah, I'll get them up now.
Go for it.
It was Saturday's games we were predicting.
Okay.
Alright then, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Go on then.
So, the Chelsea game. Let's talk about that. Chelsea versus Manchester United, 2-2.
You got robbed.
We
I
got
corrected
robbed
that one,
by
right?
Barkley. And I will get onto that later in
I
the
feel
podcast.
like this could be a hot topic. You know, you drew to Chelsea, and then last night you lost to Juve. Like,
Yeah, but Man United are absolutely shocking, so that's what
Hey,
it is.
hey. We'll save that for later, yeah?
At least
Alright,
we look like
sure.
beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge when you just scraped a point in the last minute.
At the end of the day, mate, like, Man United...
You never
are just
answer
bad.
questions, my friend.
I never answered questions. I wasn't a question,
Boys,
was it?
it's getting too heated already.
oh,
So,
why is it always the first
Were the
5
predictions
minutes?
correct? So Brian went with Chelsea, a Chelsea win. I went with a Chelsea win. Ahmed said a draw. Jack went with a Chelsea win.
So I won out of everyone else then, because
So
I got
Ahmed got it.
Ahmed
snatched it.
I was spot on.
Ahmed's a point up.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Maybe we should track these as well.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
should be an ongoing thing.
Might need to do that.
To be
so
fair,
the
I
Bournemouth
was happy
game.
with the draw.
Say again. The Bournemouth game, that was a draw. Bournemouth-Southampton.
We all said Bournemouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that was Jordan, fair enough.
So no points there.
No.
Yeah, no points.
Go on.
Cardiff, Fulham.
Cardiff won 4-2. Oh,
Yeah, they actually destroyed Fulham. man.
Brian said Cardiff.
I think I said.
Ahmed said Fulham. I said Fulham. You said draw.
So it's 1-1.
Would you
Yeah.
still?
Fair
That's one
play.
to me.
It's
Would you
1-1.
still really call it a draw if it was 0-0?
Well, it is
Draw
0-0
to me, to me,
because-
when I hear a draw, I think it's like 1-1.
Yeah, it can
Like,
be 0-0.
like a goal has been conceded.
It's 0-0 because there's no difference between the two teams. So
It's still a draw.
Yeah, it's still a
I
draw.
guess.
Yeah, we've got
But,
all
like,
types of
But if,
people on this
but,
podcast.
but if you think about it, if it's 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw, both teams are exactly equal because they've
Yeah,
both
I
conceded
know.
a
I
goal.
get
Exactly.
how that bit works. I was just on about like.
It depends if they're playing away and they score. I think if you play away and you get a score draw, I think that's better than
Yeah, it's respectable.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
scoring
away from home.
Well, we did say this last week that it's harder to win away or draw away than it is
Oh,
at home
definitely.
exactly.
because you're taking many less fans. So
Let's go on to the Man City versus Burnley game. We all said City, but more specifically, Jack said 5-0, and it actually happened.
And he didn't put a bet on it either.
He didn't put a bet on it, and he should have done.
I should have.
He
Should have
really
done
should
it.
have done.
Should have done it.
5-0, but like it didn't kick off till the second half.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
but-
said a Sterling brace, and that didn't happen. So,
yeah.
what about the Newcastle-Brighton game? Because Brian said draw, Ahmed said Newcastle, I said draw, you said Brighton.
Ooh, puts me a point.
What was the actual result then?
What was the result?
It was Brighton 1-0.
Damn.
In the
Oh.
It wasn't Glenn Murray, was it?
No, it was 29th minute.
You're looking a bit smug there, Jack. I've got to say.
Thuram
Yeah, he's got
Kayal in the 29th minute.
You looked a bit smug a minute ago when you got a point as well. So
West Ham Tottenham.
we all said Tottenham.
I got that wrong, I think.
No, you said West Ham, Brian.
No.
Oh,
I thought
Ahmed,
they played it
Tottenham.
right in the game,
Yeah.
actually.
Me, West Ham,
oh.
and you Tottenham.
So me and Ahmed are on 2 points, Brian's on 1 and you're on 0. Calls himself a football
Shocking.
pundit.
It's like shocking.
Let's move on to the final two games. So,
I know I lost a point here.
Watford and Wolves. Now, you jokingly predicted. Do you remember? You jokingly said, I bet we'll lose like 2-0.
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah.
Should have stuck with that.
I should have stuck with it. Yeah. I mean, I knew we were going to lose, but
Yeah.
I wanted that. It's that eager Wolves fan inside you. You know.
Yeah, you
So
got to be loyal to your team.
You're like, yeah, we're gonna. I'd love us to win 2-1 against Watford. I think any team would like to beat Watford because
Exactly.
they are a hard team to
Like
beat.
like Brian said, it's the physicality of it.
Yeah, they are a hard team to beat. But
Plus, Watford having a good season as well.
I mean, they scored 2 goals in 2 minutes or a minute. So
Two teams having a good season, to be fair.
Who's the 2 teams
I
then?
think Wolves and Watford.
Yeah, Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Doing
Yeah.
right this year.
But Wolves already, I thought they were going to be decent because of the players that they got on their team. So,
yeah.
you know
Should we
what I mean?
move on to that horrible team?
No, yeah.
Liverpool versus Huddersfield.
Oh, that horrible team. Oh, trying to diss them or
the
something.
name that
Did you watch the second half? I can't believe Huddersfield didn't score.
I know.
No, it's true. Like Liverpool had a shocking game.
Snatched a 1-0.
Klopp said it himself. He wasn't happy about how the performance was. Liverpool, like they should have done a lot better. But then again, a result's a result. They still won.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So-
A result's a result.
Quickly, have any of you looked at the Premier League table since the weekend?
I
All the
haven't
games
looked at
played?
it.
I saw
since
that
the
Liverpool
first week of the
second.
season.
Yeah.
No reason to.
So at the moment, as it stands, you got Man City and Liverpool joint first with 23 points.
Yeah, I knew that.
Third is Chelsea with 21, joint with Arsenal and Tottenham. So joint third is Chelsea, Arsenal and Tottenham with 21. Bournemouth 6th with 17, Watford 7th with 16, and Everton 8th with 15. Joint with Wolves who are 9th with 15, and then United in 10th place with
You know, that
14
mid-table
points.
side.
That mid-table side. You dragged a point. You could have gone above us.
We should have. I felt.
could have
do you
gone
know
above
what?
us.
According to the stats, you'd say, yeah, Chelsea win, but we should have. We should have hung
yeah,
on.
I've seen the
Should have
highlights.
won the
You
game.
see-
Should have won the
I
game.
saw-
I
I saw
felt
the
robbed.
highlights. You
I
played.
thought before the game that Chelsea would just dominate us, but
You-
I was actually surprised with our
Yeah.
second half
I
performance.
can't believe they didn't start Barkley.
True,
Mm.
true, but the Man U side, Martial is just looking world class
Oh,
to me
yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
He puts the effort in, and
Yep.
he's looking. He's a fan's favourite, and he's looking good.
Now, a fixture that we didn't predict was Arsenal versus Leicester.
Always
The
going
Ars-
to be a home win, isn't it?
The Arsenal fans are calling it Emery ball. You've got to admit, did you see their goals?
No, I haven't seen the goals.
I didn't. I didn't see
Ozil's
him.
been given this free roam kind of role, and that's how he needs to play in a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
Aubameyang.
quality.
Aubameyang on about
Ozil.
Ozil.
The,
Yeah, yeah.
the highlight for me for that game though happened to be when Jamie Vardy left the pitch after being I think it was
Typical
3-1 or
Jamie
3-0
Vardy.
down. He just goes to the toilet for a poo. He just
Why
nipped
not?
away, like, you
Well,
know.
he could have done a Gary Lineker
Yeah,
at the
can't.
World Cup, and that looks a bit dodgy.
Just
doesn't
shat
it?
himself.
Shat himself in a World Cup
He'd
with a
never live that
smile.
down.
Only Gallagher
yeah, I mean,
can pull that off.
you would expect Vardy to just squat on the side, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But at least he had.
it's
manners,
Vardy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
But no one's
Vardy.
talking about Arsenal, and they're winning games.
Yeah, they're
They're
form.
winning games.
They're
It's
form
because
right
they're
now.
fourth.
What's that, 9 or 10 on the trot now they've won? Something like that, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
They are on form at the moment.
It's a big job to have, isn't it? Managing Arsenal, especially after the Wenger era ended.
Oh yeah, big shoes to fill. I mean, obviously he didn't do much towards the end of his career, but still big
Who,
shoes.
Wenger?
Yeah.
I don't know if he did much for the last 10 years
No.
he was there, to
Well,
be
yeah.
perfectly
I mean,
honest.
he won the FA Cup a few times on the bounce, but that was it.
One thing I
really.
will say about Arsenal under Wenger, they did have consistency for a while.
Fourth place, yeah.
Yeah, that was consistency.
Yeah.
Just fourth.
Guaranteed fourth place.
I
every
actually
year.
have
And
a
not
friend.
and not spending any money either. That was another like consistency about my
Sure.
you know.
My
Arsenal.
friend had corporate tickets for Arsenal, and his point was, I don't spend this much money per year to go for a third or fourth place.
Mm.
He
That's
wants
fair
to
enough,
go
yeah.
for the title rather than spending his hard-earned money.
What's kind of surprised me is it's surprised me and not surprised me is Tottenham. They didn't spend any money at all this transfer window, and they're fifth. They're joint third.
Consistency.
Well, no,
yeah,
what
you
it
could have
is-
argued that was kind of an advantage for them.
No,
because no one comes into their changing
No,
room, mixes things up.
yeah,
It's the same team,
it's-
it's the same group of
What
But
players.
at
it
the same
is-
time, other teams there have brought players in and they've gotten better this season. Liverpool, they brought in a new keeper.
Yeah.
And they're second.
yeah,
so-
it needs improvement.
Shaqiri as well.
You know, it's one of those. I think it's. I don't know.
No,
if it's gonna
no.
work
What
or
what
not.
it is with Spurs, right? Because they probably have like the youngest team in the Prem, and they're all developing together. That's what it is. It give them a couple more years. Like when analyse says like 26, 27. You know, Eric Dyer as well will be more in his prime. Like say 30 whatever. When you got Harry Kane as well as developing. All of these lot in the future are going to be even better than what they are right now.
Yeah.
Because it's a young team and they're all developing together as a squad. They're only going to get better.
And that's
At the end
only
of
going
the
to be more beneficial for us if they reach their prime.
Beneficial for England.
Yeah.
But how long can you be a developing side now? It's probably 3 or 4 years
Yeah,
for Tottenham.
that's a point. That's a valid
And
point.
they haven't won anything. Yeah, we all say they look solid, and they do. World class Harry Kane, Dele Alli. They've got some great. Eric Dyer's been mentioned, but
Eriksen as well.
when do you say they're not a developing side anymore? Because you keep saying it.
It's a
next
really
year,
good point.
Next
It
year,
You can only
next
you can
year.
only keep saying it for so long,
And how long does someone like Harry Kane, who is world class, stay at a club when Real Madrid come calling, or Barcelona,
It happened to Bale.
Bayern Munich?
Bale was like, he was still,
Bale bailed.
he was
That's a
still
good headline.
he was still learning, and he moved to a better side, foreign country, and his game's only gotten better.
Winning
And
titles,
he's won
Champions
trophies.
Leagues.
The best title you can win in league
club
football.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, like, say whatever you want about Liverpool, Spurs themselves don't win anything either. And like, for a player like Bale, you saw how great he is as a player, and the quality he has in him. So as he's gone to Real Madrid, he's playing with better players, than he was at Spurs. So only you can get better in that sort of environment.
Oh yeah, definitely. You'll be
That's how it
pulled
is.
up. Yeah, your game is definitely going to improve.
I mean, the guy was playing with Ronaldo and Benzema and them players.
Here's a
up front.
question then. Speaking of specific players, who would you say is the most underrated player in today's game?
Good question.
So really,
What, in the Premiership?
no,
or-
in any league,
In
You're not
general.
gonna
any
ma-
league in today's game.
You're not going to mention the lad that you showed me the other day, are you?
No,
Oh, right,
no.
okay.
He's got a bit more to prove.
He
For
has.
the viewers listening, we're talking about Luka Jovic, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's having a good
Um,
season.
Scored 5 goals
On
in
loan
one
from
game.
Benfica
Yeah,
at
saw that.
Stuttgart, and this week he scored 5 goals in a game, and I've got to give it to him. Quality goals.
Underrated players.
If you have a
I'm
look
really
at-
trying to think.
If you have a look at this list, right, on the notes, the list that is up there is James Milner, Juan Mata, Ndidi, Busquets, Delph, Young. Now, personally, I don't think James Milner's underrated. A lot of people rate him. Mata as well, a lot of people rate. Ndidi is a maybe. Busquets, I wouldn't say he's underrated. Everyone rates Busquets.
I don't know. James Milner, I don't think in his career he's been appreciated the way he should be.
Oh, he's a workhorse. And he's got quality as
And
well.
that's the
His
same with
crossing
Carrick and
is-
Scholes, what we've
Yeah.
endured.
No, but with Scholes, I wouldn't say. I mean, I reckon he's more appreciated now that he's retired. But when
Yeah,
he
and
was
that's what
playing,
annoys me. He's more
maybe not.
appreciated now that he's retired.
Really?
It's one of-
I thought
I
he
really
was-
think so.
I thought he was awesome when he was there, and I think he was.
But he weren't classed as a world-class player.
But I think when you've got Giggs, Keane, Scholes, Beckham,
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy, Yap, Stam, I think you can then fall into
Here we go.
Yeah, definitely.
being an average when you're
Because
playing with these
world-class
world-class players. Absolutely.
George is just, with a bit of assistance, has pulled him up. But
He's a quality player.
Yeah, he is.
He's 20 years old on loan
He's-
from Benfica. And to score 5 goals at that level.
Oh, they weren't even tap-ins.
No.
I have to say,
they
though,
were-
They were chances that you didn't really see.
He's
No.
decent on FIFA though, that Luka
He-
Jovic. If you
he-
play career mode with him, he's the potential goes
Yeah,
pretty
I'll be
far.
signing him, definitely.
He looked up. That's why I messaged you last night. Oh, did you say I wanted to sign him?
I was thinking that,
I was
yeah.
seeing how much he is on
Yeah, Jack
Ultimate
messaged
Team.
me on Snapchat late last night just
I
to
think
sign
it was,
Luka
I think it
Jovic.
was like 1 o'clock in the
Who
morning.
have you
I
signed him
messaged
for?
My Ultimate Team.
Oh, that's
I've,
fair
oh no,
play.
that's, no! I put a bid in for him, but it was like 4 hours. So, but,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was only because it's 18. I can't be able to get 90 at the moment.
Then you might get back and you might have won.
And I think it was only like 1,000 coins. So you know,
Bargain.
it's like yeah. But saying that, I did sign
Decent.
Patricio.
Quality.
Underrated
alright.
players. Got another shout. Troy Deeney at Watford.
That's, yeah.
Oh,
Good
if
shout.
if
I
no one
agree
else,
with that.
if no one else is going to say him, I was going to say him because he is massive.
I think he's massive, solid, bulk. He's
Big
scared
presence.
centre
That's-
half,
that's-
big presence.
twice now.
And I don't think teams realise when
Last-
they're playing Watford what they're going to get against them.
We've mentioned him twice now, last week and this week. But not only that, me and Sam definitely keep talking about him. Like, he's one of those players that we did mention last week. He doesn't score special goals, but he builds it up and he makes it special.
and he
from
bullies centre halves.
does.
Wow.
Bullies
I
them.
He
do.
bullies
I'm
them.
not. Look at him. He's a scary looking
He's a
bloke.
tank.
I mean, he's
He is a
smiling there,
tank.
but he is a scary looking man, isn't he? Like, you
think for
wouldn't wanna
mine
come up
then,
against him.
My most underrated player, I think I'm going to go for Juan Mata. I really don't think, even at Chelsea, I don't think he was appreciated. He won Player of the Season. Following season, Mourinho sells him to United. I mean, that looked amazing for us, to sign Chelsea's best player.
And then
at that
Matic.
point.
But yeah, I mean, I think with the players Chelsea got rid of. I think it's just the quality that's around him. I mean, Willian, I think he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he? Absolute superstar.
There you go.
And that's
Now-
why we tried to buy him.
Now you mentioned him, actually, Willian. I'll say probably Willian's probably the most underrated player in my opinion.
Yeah, and just for those listening, by underrated we mean not getting the appreciation that they probably deserve. Maybe they're overlooked in a team.
Like for me, Willian, do you remember when Chelsea were underperforming, trying to get Mourinho sacked? He was the only player at that time that was actually
He was the only one who was not only acting professional but in good form.
Yeah, and he was in decent form as well. He's always been fairly consistent as well, Willian. And the thing is, like, that's why I hate Chelsea, because when they don't like a manager, it's like, for example, last season with Conte, the whole squad, they just don't perform or anything.
Like Brian said last podcast, the players run the team.
Yeah, I mean, Hazard for me, I mean, I've read, I don't know whether it's right or not, that he just doesn't want to, no, he didn't want to play that season. And he was the best player in the Premiership the year before. Suddenly, I don't know what went on behind the scenes. I'm sure we'll find out in a couple of years what really went on. But Hazard did not want to play for Chelsea.
No.
I mean, if anything, I don't care if anyone finds it controversial, but I think Hazard's overrated, my opinion.
Really?
I think he's overrated. Because the thing is with him, right, I'm not saying that he's a bad player, he's a good player.
I know where you're getting at with this.
His professionalism is absolutely shocking, in my opinion.
I'd question his work ethic, yeah, definitely.
Maybe
he should
in
be a lot
comparison to players like Ronaldo and Messi, I know you can't really compare
He's
them.
up there, he's top 5 in the world for me.
But the goals to games ratio.
And
on Hazard's
that's
part,
another thing. That's
it's not
another
looking
thing you're
that good.
saying that, because Mane, since he's gone to Liverpool, he's actually scored more goals than Hazard has.
Yeah, so that's what we're getting at there.
So
Same
that's
position.
another thing about Hazard. Yeah, maybe people say, "Oh, he's brilliant, he's this and the other." His goals ain't really been that much.
Yeah,
He hasn't
that's a
scored that
fair
many
point.
goals.
I think we should cover Delph and Young. So Fabian Delph, Ashley Young. By this, I mean they can play in multiple positions.
Maybe, yeah, Delph can play multiple positions, same with Young, but like
Delph is a very well-rounded player.
with Young, I mean, I'll give him credit. Like, he's now like a left back for United
And a right back.
Yeah,
when he needs to be.
Well, he used to be like, a midfielder and stuff down at Watford, and then when he was at Villa, he was like more of a winger, and he was a decent winger as well for Villa. And then when he's gone to United, slowly but surely that they started turning him more like behind. The same with Leicester, they've done the same with Young, and he's kind of like matured now into like an alright left back, but I wouldn't say that he's a great left back in comparison to other players in that league.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
for example,
this allows us to transition now onto something that will be the main part of the podcast.
no, I'm just saying, like, for example, right, like Mendy, right, for Man City is a much more better player left back wise than Ashley Young is. The same with
That's
Robertson.
because he's a proper left back.
Yeah, but Robertson as well. But yeah, maybe that is the case, that they're all proper left backs and stuff. But with Young, he's a good player, but I wouldn't say he's world class.
He's probably I'm not saying world class, but he's probably the best crosser of a ball at Man United.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley Young.
He's up there
Maybe,
with
yeah.
Trippier
He's definitely
in terms of crossing.
You know, I'd
he can
say his
cross it.
pace is probably going. At Man United, he's up against better players to get in that midfield slot, but to adapt your game and come back, Valencia bulked up.
The thing is, though, with Young, like, he was already a decent crosser before he went to United. Like, he's always had a bit of a reputation for doing it.
That was his main attribute.
Yeah, it was always the crossing, because that's why he was doing so well Villa as a winger, because the crosses that he was contributing and the assists he was getting out of it, as well as the goals a little bit too.
So, United versus Juventus.
Come on, guys, we'll let you two talk first.
But do you know what? Firstly, going into this game, had Mourinho lost the players already?
Yeah.
No.
I don't believe so either.
No.
I will admit, I was one of those skeptical fans where I was thinking, do you know what, at Newcastle, when we were 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes, I really was thinking Mourinho's lost the players, they're not performing for him. But he goes and pulls out a 3-2 comeback.
I'm hoping that game was like Ferguson, when he had to win that game in the FA Cup at
Like a wake-up call.
the start of his career, and he had to win that, and he won that, and they eventually went and won the FA Cup on a replay, I believe. But Mourinho could have gone for me if Newcastle
he'd have
scored a
lost
couple
that,
more goals.
yeah.
I mean, the media are on his back anyway.
And
But-
it's premature. I believe it's premature.
We're
They
9
shouldn't
games
be.
into the season
Exactly.
from the man who finished second. The year before, he's won 2 cups, whatever he won.
Right.
it's-
Alright, now all of you lot are saying that, right? Do you remember Brendan Rodgers All right, for Liverpool.
Yeah, we remember him.
All right, one season, yeah, he almost wins the league with Liverpool. The next season, he does absolutely shocking. The next season after that, yeah, everyone was just annoyed over the fact he still stays on. Eventually, even though it was the start of the season, he ended up getting sacked. You're saying that at the start of the season, everyone was saying that with Brendan Rodgers, like, give him time, let him have a whole season, maybe he'll turn the team around. They lost patience with him, so like, you know what, I'll allow you, and then it was gone.
So what's your point? What are you saying, man?
My
You should get
point-
rid of Mourinho?
Yeah, because the thing is, Mourinho, it's not
And who
just
do they
one
get?
season.
That's the thing. At this point in the season,
true, alright,
who wants
Super
to
Mick
take on
McCarthy.
a side who isn't
Give it to
doing as good as they
Giggsy.
should?
Give it to Giggsy.
Give it to Giggsy.
No,
Give
no,
it to
no,
Giggsy.
no. Give it to Super Mick McCarthy.
Oh,
Yeah, Mick McCarthy.
Sam
Mikey.
Allardyce. I mean, come on.
right.
No,
it would be
but-
interesting though to see how a manager of that quality.
You don't want to bring
But
Who- who's
Allardyce
used
was
to
a-
lower
don't-
teams.
I-
Don't
you know, I
bring
said it
Allardyce to the
flippantly,
club.
but at least he might get a bit of team ethic in there.
Yeah.
A
Right.
bit of.
Before we move on to the game
Go on.
and your views of it,
Yeah.
George just pulled up the stats, right? I'm going to read him out to you, right? So, obviously it was 1-0 Juventus, yeah?
You
No,
guys.
actually,
Stealing my
if,
part
if
here.
you if you look at the stats though, it sounded pretty even, and I'm sorry, George, but I'm not sorry. So total shots, United had 6, Juventus had 14. Yeah,
Did we have 6 shots on goal?
2 on target for you, 5 on target for them.
I can't remember 2. Oh yeah, we had one shot that Pogba
And then-
was saved
and
at
then
the post.
On the post.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was close to going, and that was very close. Possession 39-61. You kind of got walked over there.
It was the first half that added to them
Yeah.
stats. Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
70% possession for
passes-
Juventus in the first half.
Passes you made 413, they made 644. Pass accuracy 81-89. Fouls 16-14. Yellow cards you had 1, they had 2. No reds. Offsides
Those stats
3-2.
there, we look
And
like the
corners.
away team.
Corners you had
Yeah.
2 and they had
Which
6.
We do.
is
And that can't be happening at the theatre of dreams.
when we
Cannot be happening.
Theatre nightmares.
Like those.
Typical
As Brian
Scousers.
says.
I can't believe he's throwing in comments like that. I mean, we're talking about Premiership winners here, multiple Premiership winners. I mean, you can't really enter the conversation, can you, my friend?
All right, in your team right now, who's actually won the league for Man United?
More than at Liverpool.
All right, go in then. How many players?
We're not going to list them now, but yeah.
in the
that's a
team. In the
fact.
team right now, who's actually won the league?
De
All right,
Gea,
yeah.
Smalley,
Valencia,
Valencia,
All right.
Young, Mata.
Shaw.
So we're at 6. That's half.
Has Shaw won the league with United? No, he
Yeah,
hasn't.
He joined in like 20.
No, he hasn't.
Yes,
No,
he has.
Shaw
He has, he's
hasn't.
won
He
the
has.
league.
Has he?
George,
Oh,
is,
George, get the stats up.
yeah, is Shaw won the Premier League with United?
Because
I'm pretty
since
sure
no,
he
no,
has.
because since Alex Ferguson left, they haven't won a league.
Luke Shaw.
And Luke Shaw joined after Mourinho.
Yeah, we know what it's like
So
to be a
Shaw hasn't
Liverpool
won it.
fan now, mate. When your manager goes, you don't win the league.
Actually, I've got to think myself now. Who's actually won the league or a league
Man United.
with Liverpool?
Cool.
All I can think of is James Milner.
Okay, that's a lot of thinking you got to do there, my friend.
We're
Yeah,
going back to
exactly.
United
Well,
anyway,
go on,
whilst we're
go
waiting
on.
for the stats.
We've got 6, possibly 7 for United who have won the
Well,
league.
yeah,
It's
and
more
whilst we're
than
waiting
that.
for these stats to come up anyway, Manchester United versus Chelsea, I felt like we got robbed.
All right, I want to just say this about United, right?
Tail end of the game.
This has been going on for Gunnar for United. I've noticed that most of their players are pretty much out of position. All right, now this is what I'm saying, right? With Martial, with Rashford, both of them are quality strikers. They're both playing the wing. All
Yeah.
right, Valencia and Young, they're both wingers, but they're players left back and right back. Yeah. Then you have players like Pogba. He's better as a number 10, but he's always playing as a defensive mid. And then
No,
you know,
he don't know.
Yeah?
He doesn't.
he's when he was at Juve, he was always playing.
No,
as
that's
attacker.
Juve. We're talking about Man United there.
Yeah, but I reckon he's better as a number 10 than he is as a defensive mid.
I think he needs to work
Yeah,
out
he needs to be
bit
given a
of-
free roam role.
And as a number
like
10,
what Emery's doing with
as, yeah, as a
Ozil.
number 10, he will have that more of that free roam. If he's more like defending than attacking, then he's not that free.
But when you're in a team that's under pressure like Man United are at the moment, they're dropping back. Lukaku last night dropping back. They're coming back to help, which is good. But then when you look forward,
Who's there?
who's there? I mean, Lukaku did not stop running last night, but did he touch the ball? Did he have a chance? I don't think he had a shot on goal.
And if we
'cause the
touch on
service to him-
Lukaku, because what's that? No goals in 8 games. He's firing blanks
And
at the moment.
that's another thing with
But that's on a bad run for United.
Yeah,
It is on
yeah.
a bad run.
That's
Yeah,
another thing
it's
with
fair
United, right? I mean, Lukaku is a good finisher, but don't forget Rashford and was it players like Lingard, players like Martial as well, they got a much more better pace. What I reckon is with United, they need to work more in that pace than anything else. Because Lukaku is a decent
we're slow
player,
getting forward.
but he's very, very slow. And because he's a slow player going forward, he slows down the whole play in general. That's what I personally
But
think.
should you not be using him as kind of a target man like what Watford do with Deeney? Use
But
that physicality to hold the
but
defender
the
off, pass
thing
it out to the
is-
wingers.
Does that suit Man United's style of play? Using him as a target man?
No, I think you're right, Sam. Exactly what you said then. Play it up to him. He'll hold it up because he's got brute force. But who's he lay it off to? Because we're all at the back
Yeah,
defending,
and
and
that's
he's
the
looking
problem.
around, and you can see last night frustration. It's just, but Martial for me, he's gonna be something special.
Definitely.
Rashford, I would play him in a Lukaku position, but you can't spend £75 million on Lukaku and then not play him.
Like what we're doing with Sanchez.
But Rashford is just raw pace. He picks it up, looks forward, tries to go past the players.
That's another thing. Sanchez as well. When he was playing for Arsenal, he was doing much more better as a striker. But he's playing as a winger now at United.
Is
I
that the
don't
problem
think he
we've
played
got?
at a striker at Arsenal.
I think
He
we've
did-
kind
he
of
did as
hit.
He
striker
was
for
more
Zen.
on the right.
We've
It
hit on
was at
something
first, but
here
it went
though.
afterwards.
Have United got more strikers than wingers?
Yeah,
Is
they
this
got
the
a lot
problem?
more. They got a lot more strikers.
Look how many
than wingers.
strikers we've got. If you give Sanchez the opportunity to play striker at United, I'm sure he'd take it. You got Martial, you got Lukaku, you got Sanchez, you got Rashford.
I can already think of 4 on the top of my head.
Yeah.
So there are
Is that
quite
a
few.
problem?
Yes, it is, because they need proper wingers in their team. Do you know like how?
Are we putting up with stuff, especially like you said earlier with Young and Valencia? Are we putting up with stuff? We're a world-class football club.
Now what
Multiple titles.
I was saying
We're
this
putting
to
up with
you.
But
wingers
look at
who've
the
been
money they've
converted to
spent,
fullbacks.
and I still think if Lukaku gets injured, I think we're struggling for strikers at Old Trafford. Me personally,
We haven't got quality squad depth.
Right, okay.
No, none at all.
Here we go.
I think man for man we can match anyone really,
Mm.
and the Premiership when we put teams up.
Right.
But for passion, I mean, I'm not saying the passion's not there, but the way they play, it's just
So,
I don't know.
It's a tricky one.
what was the last season United won the Premier League?
It was
About
during
5 years ago, wasn't it?
No, it was when Ferguson's last season. So yeah, that must have been 5 or 6 years ago.
So what, we're talking 2013?
Yeah, about 20.
2013.
Yeah,
2014?
confirmed 2013. I've looked
Yeah.
it up. I'm just getting up the squad now.
Yeah, right, okay. 2013, 2014 was the last time, Man United won the Premier League, yeah?
2013, yeah.
We all thought Luke Shaw, besides Ahmed, had thought Luke Shaw had won the Premier League with United. I can confirm he signed for United in 2014-15 season.
See, I was right.
So he signed the season before. He was playing for Southampton in 2013-14, and he signed for you for 30 million in 2014-15. He's been with you since then. So he hasn't won a Premier League title.
Unlucky
He
for him.
hasn't. The only thing he's won is Community Shield and
Europa.
Europa League, which aren't really cups to be won.
What I need to say about United, right, quickly, is that they need to make a lot of signs, in my opinion, right? They need a proper left back because Shaw's always getting injured. They need a proper right back because for some reason, Man United just don't rate Darmian at all. They always play Valencia there instead.
Well, they just bought him, aren't they, Darmian? He's only just settled in last year.
It wasn't last year. It's been a couple of years.
I
they've
think
had
he's
him
been there
before.
2 years now, but I
What-
don't think he's been given
What
the
season?
opportunity
Nah,
he deserves.
how long has it been since Klein's been playing for Liverpool? Because what happened was Man United wanted Klein, but then Liverpool bought him instead, and because of that, they bought a backup, which is Darmian. What season was that? That was not 13-14, not 15, 15-16. It was that season. So 2015, he was bought. Since then, he's been at the club, and every single season he's always linked away to probably go to Juve or something like that.
So is that where it goes wrong for Mourinho? Because I believe a manager of his class doesn't lose the players that quickly. I don't think he's lost the players.
Right, now-
He's an easy target.
This is Mourinho's what, third season?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, it is well known
Alright,
around
no.
the clubs he's been at that he's
3
never,
seasons.
he's never been more than 3 seasons.
He has lost like the dressing. I mean,
Can he?
with Mourinho, right? With Mourinho, right? He has lost the dressing room in the past. Like he lost the dressing room with Chelsea. He lost the dressing room with Real Madrid as well. So like, maybe not with Inter Milan. Like he was alright with them. Maybe not Chelsea the first time. But he has lost the dressing room like
Didn't he
more than
win
one
the
occasion.
Champions League with Real Madrid?
Who, Mourinho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't he win the title with Real Madrid?
yeah.
So that's losing the team.
Yeah, no, he done alright at first, but then towards the end, like the end of his reign, then he was, you know.
I
But
don't
that's
think
the problem with the modern game, though.
I
These
don't-
players think they can run the game.
I
and
don't
I'm
do.
sorry.
I mean, don't forget, he'd done the same thing with Chelsea. He won the league with Chelsea. He done, pretty well with them. He won them quite a couple
And then
of
the
trophies.
players didn't want to play for him.
And then afterwards, he lost the dressing room somehow. So it has happened.
But if Man U get rid of him tomorrow, like say for instance, we wake up tomorrow morning and Mourinho's gone.
Off to Madrid.
He will go to Madrid because they're on a terrible run. Madrid will take him tomorrow. I'll stand by that. And then who do Man U get 9 games into a season?
It's true.
Who's available?
Probably
Sam
Zidane.
Allardyce.
I mean,
Sam Allardyce. It was steady to ship for United at the end of the day. Like,
No, I tell you, on a more serious note, he is free.
I know that
his
Jardim is free.
initials does not stand
I
for
think
Merlin
he'd
the
shake up
Magician.
a few
Do you know what I
players
mean?
at United, to be fair.
Allardyce.
Yeah,
You wouldn't say no to him, would you?
You
wouldn't say
wouldn't
no.
argue with him.
No, God, no.
But
The-
there's they're prancing around a couple of them.
A manager that is free at the moment, his initials do not stand for Merlin Magician as he says it. I'll come back to him again, Mick McCarthy.
Another thing,
come on,
though-
he got us to the Premier League, he won us the title.
Could you imagine him walking into Old Trafford and Roy Keane's walking out?
Another thing about Allardyce,
But the
actually.
thing is with Mick, he won't let it go. If you start to have a fight with him, he'll fight you back.
I get what I
Yeah.
know what
I
you're getting
know
at
where
with
you're going.
this.
Mick is a strong character. He
So
won't-
do we need a strong leader?
I mean, come on. Man United had
Mourinho is
anyone
a strong
since
character. It's
Ferguson.
not,
Yeah, yeah.
You haven't lost the players. He never has lost the
No.
players, really. It's the fans he loses, and let's face it.
And that's all caused by the media.
If you lose the fans, then the club will lose you, and they will get rid of you because they're not bothered about anything else really. If they're not making money from their fans, and less fans are going to go watch the game and watch it and see it and stuff because of the manager, then they turn around and go, right, you're out, go away. They never. I don't think Mourinho's ever lost the players. He loses the fans because the fans think he loses
And
the
then
players.
certain players don't like it when he says, I want a bit of work ethic from you. I want you to
Yeah.
play to a system, like Hazard at Chelsea, like certain players at Real Madrid. They don't like being told. They're pampered, some of these players. And I'm sorry, if you're a good player, you can work to any system.
It's about time that we bring kind of the old style football back into it.
The thing is, though, with
None of this
Allardyce,
prancing about, doing your hair, get out on the pitch,
Launch
play
it forward to the
football,
big
and
boy
just-
strikers.
Yeah,
Smash it in.
Launch it to Troy Deeney, let Troy Deeney work it up and score a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Sam Allardyce, I think that he was like best mates with Alex Ferguson, so he will have somewhat respect at United if he was to join him. So I would think that the players would look up to him. But then again, Sam Allardyce, like, how many clubs has he been at?
Quite a few, isn't he?
Exactly, and like to be at United,
I mean, he does.
it'd all be mid-table teams.
Why
he's been
wouldn't,
at,
why
which
wouldn't
will-
you employ the best why wouldn't you employ the best international manager there is?
I mean, 100% ratio.
And
like,
he's also used to a relegation scrap.
Yeah.
He might be quite good at
You
Old
know, I
Trafford.
I mean, we're a
this year.
mid-table side at the moment.
Exactly. He'll bring. Who? In all fairness, if United were wise, you two might disagree with this, but if United were wise, in my eyes, a player that I'd bring in from the Premier League to United would be Zaha.
bring him back.
He's been there.
Yeah, he's been there, done
He's
that.
been
Didn't
there.
work.
He couldn't settle in, but I agree with Jack. I
That
think
was
he's a
under
good
Van Gaal,
player.
though, wasn't it?
Zaha,
Yeah, Van Gaal.
he's massively
No,
underrated.
it was
Fer-
Moyes.
No, it's
David
Ferguson.
Moyes.
that bought
Ferguson.
Zaha.
Yeah,
brought him in.
Ferguson brought him in, and then
But
he fell
didn't-
out with Moyes, and then Moyes,
Yeah.
sold him. That's what happened. I think he was the last player to be signed by Ferguson
I
as
think
well.
he was, wasn't he? Zaha was the last player.
Yeah, it's about 14 mil, wasn't it? You picked him up for.
Yeah, and he was doing pretty good for Palace, and then moving to United kind of ruined his career at the time, and then when he went back to Palace, he resurrected himself and became even better than what he was before.
If you're wondering where I went just then, my mic disconnected.
Go on, I'll say something about Man United as well. I think we're still suffering from Alex Ferguson.
That is just so obvious.
What I mean by that is he won titles and cups with a team that weren't as good as other teams in the league, but
but they
he
bonded.
got the work ethic out of the players, which made the team better. So United didn't invest, and this is just the time as Abramovich came into Chelsea and all the other teams had money, and it's Ferguson really made players that were maybe 80% play at 95, 96% because he gets more out of them. He shows faith in them.
I mean, yeah,
And now, man, you go out and buy these expensive players when they've survived on youth. That's what has happened. You bring the players in young, they play a system, as we
So
were
this
saying
takes
last
us
week.
back to the question. Is it the players that are the problem or the manager at Manchester United?
Oh,
or
the
both?
players for me.
Oh yeah.
Is it a lack
Players.
of respect? Is it
players.
not
You've
enough
got-
passion?
You've got some of the greatest players there is in your team at the moment. I mean, you've got
On paper.
You've got World Cup winning players, or a player in your side at the moment. Yeah, where's he gone? Where's he disappeared to? You know, he's disappeared.
With his own hype.
He's
I
disappeared.
mean, before he even joined United, didn't his hair have an Instagram account or something like that? I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
come
he's
on,
known for
mate,
that.
get on the pitch and do your job. And
I know,
then,
yeah. Like, and that's what, like last night, they you know, the team that made Ronaldo, he's playing them with Juve, and the team that made Pogba, he's playing them with United, and it was kind of that rivalry.
was an
there.
interest-
It was
yeah.
an interesting game, and
And if you think of the players who have played for Juve, we're talking about Van der Sar,
yeah.
Tevez.
But the only thing
Ronaldo,
the
Pogba.
thing you can point out there is who's the older player there, and who is the player that's still striving and performing and making a difference in the game. And he started at United, and
Yeah.
he left United. He now plays for Juve.
I think
know,
that's what differentiates him
Ronaldo
so much.
last night was the better player out of those two, because it was kind of who's the better player here.
But we
Pogba
are
or
talking,
Ronaldo?
so everyone's having a go at Man United. You know, I've seen all the media this morning and everyone's having a pop at them. For me, Juventus can win this Champions League. So it's not
They've
all,
got a
it's
quality
not
side.
They've
so
got good depth as
downbeat.
well.
You look at their team, they're free flowing, they know where to pass it, they stay in their
That's the
positions.
thing. I watched the highlights earlier today, and it was pass, up in your half, and then when you were trying to pass it, they'd steal it off you, and you'd be like,
But they're
You-
being able to
you-
turn the Juve players, look forward, and we're thinking. And then second half, to be fair, we did try and put a bit of pressure
Yeah.
on. We tried to close them down and press them up high, but we're doing that. They're playing the ball through the middle, 1-2, bang, and they're running away.
but what?
And Dybala and
It'd be
Ronaldo
interesting.
are thinking, great, this is great.
No one's actually picking up on that. You know, United came out in that second half as a different team.
Yeah, we always do.
Why
but come
isn't
on,
anyone
guys,
picking
a
that-
game's
Why
two
do we have
halves.
to concede?
Exactly.
Yeah, to then start attacking.
Yeah.
And this has been a problem in our last 2-3 games.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a little question actually with
Go.
Ronaldo? Do you reckon he should be as appreciated with Man United fans as he is? I mean, fair
Yes,
enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if he scored a goal last night, it wouldn't just be the Juve fans standing
would have
up and
been-
cheering him.
yeah.
United fans would have been
Total
on their
respect,
feet
and you saw it
clapping
with the
their
picture
hands.
of Ronaldo and Alex Ferguson.
We were
He was
talking about
welcomed
this,
back
weren't we,
in.
before the
streak-
game?
You had a streaker last night as well.
Did we? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
Ronaldo went and got a photo with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ronaldo,
when
he goes out of his way.
Ronaldo was there like, you're right, mate. Like he was saying to the guys, let him go. Like he's all right, mate. And then he walks over and then he gets his phone off him and takes a photo with him, hands his phone back. But Ronaldo's always been
But
like
did
that.
you notice Ronaldo before the game when there was 3 kids that came up to him, the ball boys, before the game, and he's shaking their hands and he's,
He-
you know,
Ronaldo-
He's respectful.
No one actually
Yeah.
realises how much respect he has for clubs he's been at.
And I feel
And
that he would have
especially
scored
United.
last night, and he wouldn't have celebrated. He would have done
No.
that muted
Yeah, yeah, he
one,
would have
and,
told-
and the fans will appreciate it.
Even
'cause-
the United fans would have even stood
I
up
mean,
and
you
clapped.
think of that player that turned up at United with his blonde streaks in his hair, with 45 step overs down the right, and Roy Keane looking at him going, "What are you doing, mate?" But I read something. Apparently, Ronaldo. I read an article by Phil Neville, and he's saying that even at that young age, Ronaldo was saying, "I'm going to be the best player in the world." At that young age, and just think of the players he's
He
playing
had- he
about
had mo-
training.
he had
Yat
motivation.
Stam, third net. He's getting kicked. He's getting kicked in training, which made him a better player. He did you know? I mean, you can just go
You would
on
not
and
want
on.
to
can't
face him, would
Yeah,
you?
obviously Keane
Exactly.
and Destroy as well. You know.
Yeah.
Players like that, yeah, I don't care what anyone says. They've helped to make this
Yeah.
Ronaldo we
But
see
then
today.
you say about Ronaldo, Roy Keane would have told them there was voices in the dressing room that would hold that dressing room together. Oi, you, come here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You stay there. I mean, who's in that Man United dressing room now? I don't think there's a voice there.
No, it's not, is it?
Is
It
there
seems like a
really?
fun dressing room. You have to admit, you see all these Instagram videos emerge.
Oh.
They're all dancing and stuff.
But that's not what
Is
you
there
want.
too much fun and
There
games
is.
going?
There
yeah.
is.
That's
There
what
is-
Arsenal was
as,
like. a
As
couple
Brian
seasons
keeps
ago.
saying, there's no one in your dressing room at the moment to say, "Oi, shut up, sit down, and listen to me now."
Yeah, no,
This is what we're
there's
gonna
no
do,
leader.
And we're going to do it like this. We're not going to sit here dancing and prancing and posting it all over Instagram. We're going to do this, and we're going to do it right. And if we don't get it right the first time, we're going to keep trying until we do. There's no one there in the United stand saying that, and that's what you need. That's what you are lacking, and it is the players.
I mean, I still say
literally
United,
what
one of
it
my
is.
favourite players, United, second behind Cantona was Roy Keane. Now, I wouldn't call Roy Keane a world-class player, But I would say with his work ethic, the way he got his team to go, that made him world class. The way, I remember United when they went to Juventus and they're 1-0 down, and the Champions League, and suddenly Roy Keane scores that header, and I think it was Dwight York and Andy Cole did their little thing at the other end, and they get the game. But that was Roy Keane just driving the team on to do something, and I don't see a figure in that side at the moment. And it pains me to say the amount of money we've spent, we don't have that one player who can just... they're all good, as you said, Sam.
Yeah.
They're all quality players.
That's the frustrating
man
thing.
For
They've
man,
got the ability.
we're up there.
Yeah.
How would you feel if, let's say you put in a bid for N'Golo Kante and you won him? Would you think? Do you think he would be that kind of character in the dressing room to tell people to shut up, or
No.
he's too shy?
He'd
lead by example.
He's too shy.
On the pitch,
I think
he leads by example, but he's quite shy.
If he piped up a little bit more and he came to United, I think that would be the perfect character for you in the dressing room to tell
Again, though,
everyone to
even
go, shut
Chelsea
up.
haven't got a natural leader as such. Yes,
they
they've
had
got Cahill.
They
They've got
had
Cahill.
Nah, Cahill's not that much of a leader. They had Terry.
But
Terry's
since
gone
Terry,
now. So
yeah,
that's it.
it's not just us. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, some of the big Premier League teams at the moment are lacking that authority in the changing room.
I like to say though, Liverpool have got leaders in the team, because if you look here, Van Dijk is the captain of Netherlands.
He's been there half a season,
but he's still the leader though.
and he's a leader.
He is still a
after
leader.
half a season.
He's a
You're
leader.
prepared to say
He's a leader
leader.
to the defence, and also he's the captain of the Dutch team as well, right? Considering the history of the Dutch team, and he's now the captain.
Did
of
Holland go to the European Championship, World Cup?
Yeah, they won the World Cup.
Oh, they weren't there.
But don't forget, but they will be better though, trust me. And with Van Dijk, they brought themselves back up again. And it wasn't Van Dijk's fault
wait
anyways.
there. Who for Liverpool then? Who's the man in the changing room telling them to shut up?
Yeah,
and do
tell
this?
us.
Who's
Oh,
that
I'm
man?
interested.
And you can't say Van Dijk.
I won't say Van Dijk then, but I would probably say
'Cause
Henderson's like that.
No,
You don't think
I
he
don't
is?
think he is.
There's so many stories about how Henderson's always been in the dressing room telling everyone that,
Yeah,
that I'm
no,
there for you and all that stuff, and calming people down, telling people what to do.
There's a difference between someone telling them and then someone telling them with the respect of the players.
No, he
Like-
does.
Yeah,
he
we
does
need
do
to
by
get off
example.
it as well. It's not about players telling people
Yeah,
what to
it's
do.
the people that
about
actually listen as well.
Yeah, and then lead by example.
I
Go
don't
out,
think
put your
Henderson
foot
has
in,
that.
Make that tackle, win that ball
Yeah.
back. Everyone thinks,
I mean,
right, boys,
Henderson
let's
is
get
like
to
a
it.
bit of a hard nut. He
I
will
feel
go in
like
for a
football players have become a bit too.
tackle. Pansy.
I was gonna say like rock starry in the
Oh,
sense
good
that
Yeah,
job.
that's true. That's true.
And that's
it's
the
become a
impact of
big
social media.
money and kind of
See,
being
that's
well
all-
known.
See, now we got to a
That's
topic
all
that
it is.
yeah.
That's something I can at
think-
least contribute on now.
Go for it,
Sorry,
Josh.
but football is all about money now, and it's just
That's the thing I
heartbreaking.
really dislike.
It's a business.
No, going back
Especially
to
with this TV deal that the Premier League has received. Like we're the wealthiest
Oh,
league.
yeah.
because there's a lot of money into it as well. So
A lot.
like,
But all
money.
this money, what's it done for the Premier League? It's only now the England team's actually getting something from it, and that's what, 22, 23
Exactly.
years?
No, but
a lot of
even
people outside, like in the German league, the Spanish league, they're looking at it and thinking, okay, you bring in the players, that's going to be so bad for your national team because where's the youth? The youth hasn't begun
Yeah.
to
I
change.
was literally just about to say that we got like there seems to be very little kind of trickling down from the big leagues going down to whether it be just like local town kind of teams or like I know that my godson he's in a little league team just like a local town, and they're going out having to buy their own kits after being told it will be supplied for them. It's
And it's all these repercussions.
they're getting
that's
no
what it
money.
is.
They're getting no money to fund their little, literally like a set of changing rooms and a grass pitch that someone needs to get paid a couple quid to go and paint some lines on every now and then.
It's
And they're barely getting the money to do that. People having to pay to keep it open, and you think there's people here earning millions and millions just like per week.
I mean,
I'd have picked some Championship players when England were just picking Gerrard, Lampard.
when
You know what?
the
I
same
want to
players.
see. I want to see them do like a lot of the Premiership teams do what Iceland do. Now, if you don't know what Iceland do, all their teams or their entire team, every player, football is their second job.
yes,
Yeah.
Everyone in
yes,
Iceland,
yeah.
it's they get paid like £8.50
Yeah,
or
they're
something per
firemen.
hour for a
Yeah,
match.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
It's like this is the postman, the butcher, so and so and so and so from
Candlestick
all over.
maker.
But they all come down
When
and play
they-
football because they
But
like
there's
it,
no
not for the
stars.
money.
There's no stars in that team.
When they
But-
played,
But
in
I
the-
think you you
I'm
get
just
some
imagine-
people
Agree with
there.
that.
When it was the European Cup.
The Euros.
Euros, that's it. When it was the Euros, and Iceland beat us, which was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen for a while. That game
Wasn't it like their kids ran on or something?
No,
like,
no.
That's where
No,
their wives
it
came and
It
stuff.
was 95% of the population back in Iceland
It
were
was,
watching the
yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and then like so much, and that was including the percentages that were
I
over
like the
in.
crowd for Iceland as well.
I'll
with
be
that
honest.
Clap, isn't it? Just,
Yeah, I think that
we had a player who plays for Cardiff now. No, not Cardiff. He plays for QPR, I think it is now. But every end of the game, 2 years ago, the Wolves fans in front of South Bank doing the clap, and he would lead it, and that's something we've
the
never seen
team
before.
spirit in that
Brilliant.
Iceland side,
Oh, they're just
phenomenal.
Well, that's what I
Think
mean,
about this.
because they're all there because you don't get the diva tantrums, and you don't have
Exactly.
to. I don't think they have to have that person that comes in and goes, "Guys, shut up, sit down, listen,"
don't.
because
they're all
They're
that
all
everyone's-
so concentrated.
they've put so
passionate.
much work
But if
into
you
getting
also-
there and to be earning tuppence for it.
They know where they're playing. They know their system.
Yeah.
Just
Stick
imagine
to
if
it,
United
yeah.
had that sort of team spirit.
But if you look,
I
at
You
think-
have
I
to
think if
believe
you-
they will be unstoppable.
Honestly, I think if any major team had that kind of spirit, they would just become like football would become insane
Yeah.
if
but
you had
How
each
did
team. But
Leicester win the Premiership?
you look at the
It wasn't through having
Exactly.
world-class players. It was through sticking together,
It was determination,
playing to a
passion.
system, being underrated, and just surprising
And going
teams.
for it.
Yeah, but now we're
Giving
finding
it
out
some.
Maguire was a good player.
Yeah.
Vardy was a good player.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Kante.
They just needed to perform.
Kante. I mean, come on. I think
Right.
every club in Europe wanted him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Oh,
He'd
yeah.
fit into anyone's side.
I mean,
He's that sort of player.
He's worth 2 players in midfield. And I'll take him at United then again. I mean, I hate talking about United. I'll get so
Let's just
upset at
get
the
back
moment.
onto this United versus Juventus and let's
Go
finish
on,
this,
let's go for
this
it.
segment off.
Men against boys.
Can we be mad with how Mourinho set up the team? Because, you know, one of the biggest things in football is to not concede, to defend, and to score goals. We didn't score goals. We did concede. But we could have conceded a lot more.
We could have.
The
but
way
as
that
always,
Juventus side was playing.
But as always, De Gea saves us. That's why he's player of the year
That
every
save
year.
versus
But
Ronaldo.
I'm trying to think of what he
Quality.
could have done differently last night to make something different, and I'm struggling because that team he picked, I'd have picked the team as well.
I would.
I don't.
I
I
said
don't
to you
think
in the
I
chat.
argued, didn't you? You said to
I
me
said
before
that's a
the
strong
game.
lineup.
That's
You know
a
what?
strong team.
How many substitutions did United make last night?
None.
There you go. United made no substitutions.
Is that a problem?
How many? No. How many did Juventus make?
3?
Yeah.
Hmm.
They even took their goal scorer and the assister off.
Because maybe he feels that some players need a bit of confidence, so let's keep them on the pitch playing to assist them. We only conceded 1 goal to potential winners of the Champions League.
I mean,
it's not too bad, is it?
I had
No,
no,
it doesn't sound
I
too
had no
bad.
idea who you played last night at all.
If we
right?
lost
And I'm
1-0
just-
home to Barcelona or Real Madrid, nah,
We'll take that.
we'll take that. It's not too bad, guys. Juventus.
And you've got to think Juventus are
Yeah,
now
you
on this
can't-
level
you can't-
in
you
recent
can't-
times. Yeah.
Can't turn around to yourselves and go, oh, that was the worst game ever. I can't believe we lost 1-0. We should have beaten Juventus. No, actually, you're lucky to have lost 1-0 to Juventus actually at home, really, because they are now.
United
cracking
should have
team.
got.
Do you know what? A
battered
team that
by
can
them.
play different formations to go from a 3-5-2 to a 4-3-3 week in, week out, you've got problems already for the
But we're
opposition.
playing 4-3-3.
How do you defend
and you've got
against
2
that?
holding midfielders.
What do you think the score will be when you go to theirs?
Oh,
Do we really? We'll do a prediction before the podcast.
When do we
ends.
play?
At the end of
7-0.
the podcast.
when do we play 'em?
11-0.
2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks, yeah, something like that.
So it's not.
Is it
so
the 7th of November?
Oh, so it's a quick turnaround then.
There's not many when it's group stages. There isn't a big gap.
I
Is
think
there?
we only have to win 1 more game anyway, don't we? I mean, we're on 4
yeah, I
points
mean,
now.
I think
aren't we,
Valencia
anyway,
and
I
Young
don't
Boys
know.
played yesterday.
I'll have a
didn't
look
they?
for you now. I'll have a look.
We're going to qualify from the group. It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
I
and
expect
then you
us
can
to.
forget about Champions League until January, February.
Oh, here we go.
Let's just
Hopefully go in with a different mindset.
let's just get through different mindset.
It's looking to be the
7th.
7th of November at 8
Yeah.
o'clock on Wednesday.
Right. So here's your table. Yeah. Juventus. Yeah, they're on 9 points. They've done it already.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah. United are on 4, but Valencia are on 2. So
3, aren't they?
No,
Valencia
they're
on
on
two.
2. Yeah.
Valencia
So
on
we just
2.
got to beat Young Boys and we're through, really.
Yeah. essentially. And you expect that.
Yeah.
You would expect.
But United being United, I think it might be like a 1-1 or something.
So we touched on
Honestly.
it earlier, the return of Ronaldo. Like you said, if he'd have scored against United, fans would have been clapping.
I'm sorry, but the one thing I wish De Gea did last night, and I know you would have lost 2-0, but the one thing De Gea should have done last night was let that goal in. I know he was kind of like going, I've saved your goal, this like top corner goal.
The free kick.
no,
that he
quality.
hit from
No,
30
no,
yards,
no,
the
not that one.
swerve.
The one that went into the top corner and De Gea pulled
It's
off
the
a
one he
good
hit
save.
first time.
The left-hander.
right.
What a save.
I mean, all right, all
What a
fairness.
save. Ronaldo, I thought that was in.
All fairness
yeah.
to De Gea, I know why he saved that. He was getting revenge for the World Cup in a way, but he should have just let it in because the respect, just because of his status.
No,
at
you can't
United.
expect him to let it
Oh,
in.
Nah,
I
I
would've-
wouldn't
I
just let it in. I would just say that.
Let's just
myself.
touch on
If I
Ronaldo
was De
then.
Gea, I would've let that
His
go in.
goal scoring record going into this against Mourinho's teams was 1 in 14 matches. So you could have basically put a bet on this game that Ronaldo wasn't going to score. I don't know what it is, but going up against teams that Mourinho manages, he cannot seem to get a goal.
We'll see though, because he's got another chance.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's
At
got another
home
chance.
as well.
He's got it at home
But
a
every
chance.
team that plays Juventus thinks about Ronaldo. You got Dybala, who's isn't he a good player?
He scored a
Amazing
hat-trick last
player.
Isn't he a
week.
good player?
He scored a hat-trick last week.
And I think
No
this,
one talks about
this
it.
is interesting. I think this is the closest we'll ever see to Ronaldo and Messi being in the same team. And by that, I mean Dybala's playing style, how he plays, is very similar to Messi.
I mean,
Who
people do
would-
say he'd be the next Messi, so. you know.
Yeah, if anyone says who's going to be the next Messi, you would think Dybala. He's Argentinian. You know, he draws that comparison.
Like in the future, when Messi's retired and stuff, Dybala will probably be the star of Argentina, in my opinion.
Who
Yeah, it's a valid
would
reason.
if you could pick 3 strikers from any European team right now, current European players, who would you go for?
Well, obviously Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Firmino. I don't care what any of you lot say, but Firmino.
I'm not saying the man to my right is biased, but
he
I
is
think
a
you can
real
actually pull in the
typical-
groundsman at the moment and he'd get a striker according to Ahmed.
He is the best false nine in the world, alright? Firmino's a good
Who?
player.
Firmino.
He's good at
Firmino.
his job.
Really?
I'll give him
For
that.
how Liverpool play, he's the perfect man to play
Is he
there.
Brazilian?
Yeah, he's Brazilian.
Did you play for Brazil?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
He does know. Yeah.
I've never heard of him.
Do you know what?
You have heard
Interesting
of him.
fact. He used
He's
to
in
play.
Liverpool.
He used to play defence when he was younger.
But yeah,
Yeah, he plays
Anyway,
a striking
back
position
to
like
it,
that as
Sam.
well.
Right, so you'll have Ronaldo.
I'd have Ronaldo.
2 more?
Are we talking about in today's game?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Today's game.
Today's game.
Ronaldo, Aguero.
Aguero? is
Aguero's best striker in the Premiership
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah,
No
hands
doubt
down,
about it.
hands
So
down.
both of you gone for Ronaldo and Aguero.
Yeah, and I'll probably take Lewandowski from Bayern Munich.
But does Kane need a say in this?
What's he won? I'd say he's a good player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Don't
I'm
get
just
me
saying.
wrong.
I'm just
Individually,
saying.
Kane-
Right, for your team, you've got say you've signed whoever you want, yeah, and you've got a choice of 3 strikers.
Wait,
any,
so
any European?
Can we
strikers.
pick them to complement each other as if we're going to play them in a game?
Yeah, these are going to be your attacking
Okay.
3. Who are you going to play?
Ronaldo, Aguero, and probably a number 10.
Yeah, do we need a bit more pace?
Yeah, we need a lot of pace.
Alright, so you're on about strikers. then?
Someone like
Yeah.
Rashford.
Alright, so
the
like.
Yeah.
Strikers or
The
attacking,
electric pace.
strikers or or an attacking midfielder. You can play 2 strikers up front and an attacking
Alright, the
midfielder in
three that I would take, I'm gonna be,
Dybala then.
I'll be realistic, right?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
still keep Firmino because I reckon Firmino's the best player for that position. To
Out
where
of
he plays.
3 strikers in the world,
No,
you're
Europe.
going to pick Firmino.
Yeah, because he's probably a
You're
good
being,
player for Liverpool.
you're being
and
too
he is-
loyal to your team, aren't
So
you?
you're
I'm not
forgetting
being too
about.
loyal.
So you're forgetting about Salah.
But Salah's more of a winger than a
hold on,
striker.
hold on.
That's
hold on.
why I wouldn't pick
I could stand
How
here
many
and go,
goals did
I
he score last year,
I-
Salah? Scored more than any other striker in the Premiership.
Yeah.
But
I
the
could-
reason why I
You'd
haven't
rather have
picked,
Firmino.
the reason why I haven't picked him is because Salah is more of a winger than an actual out-and-out striker.
I mean, he scored in Liverpool's most recent game as well.
And
Yeah,
he
he
scored
scored the
43
last game.
goals last year,
See,
didn't he?
I could sit here. If
Bang them
I
in.
could sit here and go, I'd have Ronaldo, Messi, and Neves, but I'm not going to because none of the Wolves players are just.
No, if you're
Not
just
good
picking
enough in a
out and
way.
out quality players, I'm not saying complement each other, just
No,
the 3.
just-
I
yeah.
mean, Aguero and Ronaldo have got to be your top 2.
Oh,
I don't
anyway,
care what
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
says.
yeah.
There's got to be a
And,
top
then,
2.
and I agree with Sam. It's got to be like Dembele or someone else.
It's got to be Dybala. It's got to be.
You know,
For-
Yeah.
for
if Pogba
centre attacking midfield role.
If it was Pogba a couple of years ago, I would have
Oh,
taken
yeah.
Pogba, but not now.
Pogba at Juventus was something
Yeah,
else.
he was.
He
needs
was
to
a
get
much
back.
better player than what he is right
Almost
now.
warranted the fee that we paid for him.
But
Hold on. Imagine if he goes back and he becomes the form he had there, and you've got those three up front.
Don't forget Bonucci
Pogba,
though.
Dembele
Bonucci.
and Ronaldo.
The Bonucci went to Milan and then he's gone back to Juventus and brought back his form than what it was before the season.
That's a valid point.
And then now with Pogba though, I mean we already covered it before, but he had more of a free roam, and then because he had more like a free sort of roam in the Juventus, that's why he was playing a lot more better than what he was at United. At United, the way the play is very, very limited. That's the difference in my opinion. But yeah, anyways, back to the three because you didn't let me finish the other two. I still say Firmino. I don't care what any of you lot say. Second one, I'll probably say I'll go for Aguero because I reckon Aguero will be a decent player. Third, I'll probably say I'll probably go Messi. Great. I'm not getting Ronaldo because Ronaldo's ex-Manc. That's the only reason why.
He's being too loyal.
He's being too low.
He's being
He's
too
just
loyal.
being. I mean, I thought us three are being quite fair.
you
He's just
can't-
being totally
You can't not
biased and
go
accepting.
Ronaldo. I like that comment. I'm
Someone
going
get
to
From
this
a
man
man
at
that hasn't won the
Liverpool season.
Premiership
I
in nearly
love-
3 decades,
I
I don't
love-
honestly
I love-
know
I
if
wouldn't
it-
go Ronaldo.
I do
if
love.
it's a-
If it's Ronaldo
what,
a
you
couple of
picked
years
an
ago.
ex-Man U
The-
player. You
the-
feeling all right, mate?
Nah.
You feeling all right, buddy?
I wouldn't go with him.
You feeling a bit shaky? You got an headache?
The-
You
the-
all right?
I have got a headache, but you
Yeah, of
know.
course you are.
The two comments that
no,
made
no.
me laugh today is Firmino because I'm a loyal Liverpool fan, and then I won't go
No,
Ronaldo.
no.
because I'm
I
not.
didn't say Firmino because
Because
I'm a loyal Liverpool fan. The reason why I said Firmino is because the way that Liverpool play, Firmino, in my opinion, is probably the best suited in that role. Maybe because we already
Yeah,
see
for
him
what,
late.
Scoring goals. How
As
many
in
goals
to
did he get
complement
last
The
the
year?
way he
striker.
no, I mean, if you see how they play,
How many
right,
goals did he get
Liverpool,
last year?
uh,
Did he get double
he scored.
figures?
He did get.
Are you
double
talking
figures.
about
Definitely not.
creativity up front? So he can
No, listen.
complement the other
With
striker?
Firmino, right, he doesn't just score goals. He assists and he contributes to the team.
How many
I'll give you
assists
that.
did he get
If you
last
see,
season?
if you see how he,
Liverpool.
contributes towards the team, how he sets everyone up, how he plays, how he's non-selfish and stuff, you understand why.
I'll
If
give
you
you
are a proper Liverpool
Here we go.
supporter,
Here
you
we go.
understand
Right.
what I'm on about.
Don't show Ahmed. How many goals and how many assists did he get last season? Was
Alright.
it double figures?
It was definitely double figures.
Goals is 38. He has.
Oh, no, that's in total. That's in total.
Oh, sorry. Where are we looking? Where are we
we
looking?
need
last season.
You want
Game of
last
Golden
year?
Yeah, we need last season.
He's benefiting from the
2017-18.
donkey work that Henderson
15.
and Milner are doing.
15
They're
goals
doing all
with
the
a.
donkey work. They're mopping
okay,
up
don't-
and they're
don't say
giving
this
them
is-
the ball.
Yeah.
And that's what we
Okay.
touched on earlier.
Alright.
Here we
What
go.
was
He
it?
got 15 goals
Right.
last season. Yeah?
15
Yeah.
goals last
How many
season.
assists did he get?
So 15
How
goals
many
in what?
assists?
50
Yeah.
games last year?
Alright, I'll probably go with 7. Is that accurate?
That's actually fucking dead on.
But getting back to the point, 15 goals in what? 55 games last year?
He
for
played.
Liverpool?
He appeared in 37 games. So it says goals per match is 0.4.
And now in the Premiership, you've pretty got 10 poor teams and 10 teams that are average. So let's
I mean,
not-
it hurts me to say it, but the trouble with relying on stats is that you can't. It's like Ronaldo yesterday.
Yeah,
he
you
didn't get
can't-
the
you can't-
assist,
you can't-
but
you
he was a
can't-
massive part
can't
of that
enjoy-
goal.
He should have been
It's-
assist because it didn't come off anyone
Yeah,
else.
it should have been.
But yeah.
I'm
but
sorry,
it's
I've
the
got to
build-up
go
play.
back to that. Firmino, top 3 players in the world. Seriously.
I'll go with him. I don't care when you do it.
Sorry, I want a drugs test in the office. I'm sorry.
We'll
I
have
think
it
he's
for
been
next
drinking.
podcast.
Yeah, we'll have a drug test before. Yeah.
Next episode, peeing in a cup.
Is that what we're calling the next episode?
Is this what
Peeing
we've
in a
turned
cup?
into?
I think so.
Come on. Go on, who's your third one then? I'm interested now.
I told you
Who
the
are you
third
gonna
one
pick?
is.
Go on.
Just killing me quietly in the
I
corner.
actually forgot who I said then. I said
You said Aguero and Firmino.
Yeah, Aguero.
Oh,
Firmino.
Messi.
Yeah, Messi. That was it.
Robbie Fowler?
It's now. Robbie
Oh,
Fowler's
sorry,
long
mate,
gone.
I thought you
like.
might bring him back.
I don't mind bringing him back, to be honest with you, but I think he's a bit too old now to do the job again.
He's a bit too old.
little
he
bit
might
too
be, mate. I'm sorry, that Firmino shout, I'm never going to forget that. Talk about biased. I'm surprised Jack didn't say Steve Ball. Wow.
No, if I was to go for my 3,
Go on, Jack.
I'd agree with you. Ronaldo definitely.
Yep.
And Dybala.
Yep. And then I don't know actually.
Whilst you're
Third.
thinking of your third and final striker, can we just talk about how the commentator of last night's game called Dybala Dybala.
Dybala.
What's that about?
Sounds like
Dybala.
Jambala. That's a,
If you went on Twitter last night and
that's an
typed
American
in,
food, isn't it?
yeah, if you
Jambala.
typed in Dybala commentator into Twitter, everything
There
came
you
up.
go,
It
I've
was
got my third.
just people complaining
Dybala.
constantly. Dybala.
I'm going to say that now.
How's
'cause
that anything close to Dybala?
So, right, my three: Dybala, Ronaldo, and just because I think you need a big muscle man at the front who can stick in a power goal.
Lewandowski.
No,
Is he going for Dini?
No. United player.
Lukaku.
Lukaku.
I think he's a little bit underrated at the moment.
Yeah, at
He
the
hasn't-
moment.
he hasn't-
Agree,
he hasn't
but he's
had-
on a side getting no service.
He is.
So let's be fair to the guy.
Yeah.
He's putting the effort in,
He
but I
is.
agree with him in regards to bulk and scaring players.
Oh.
But
Last season he was
they're
on
all in
fire.
a side that's not performing. So
Do you remember him at
confidence
Everton?
Levels.
Oh,
I
he was on fire at Everton.
He was
He was
brilliant.
next
You'd say top 10
level.
strikers in the world.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh,
Yeah.
Easily.
Lukaku's
So
a beast.
what's different there? Is
Ah.
that because he was...
He's
like,
the main man.
It's like Benteke when he
He's
goes
the
to a
main
lower
man.
side. I mean, not now.
Benteke.
He's not doing good
go
now.
back 5 years. What a
Quality.
player. He leaves Liverpool and he goes down.
Who would you say
Didn't
your
really
best
make
player
it at
is
Liverpool.
in the last 6 years? Who's your best player?
Where at United?
Yeah,
Best player.
last 6
Do you know
years.
what?
In the last 6 years.
See,
Are you
I'd
thinking what
put
I'm
a-
thinking?
See, I'll pull a kid out.
Would
For
you?
me, the last 3 years, definitely. I'll pull out.
Yeah. I know who you're thinking.
Go on.
Rashford.
I'm thinking Valencia.
I'm
What a
going the
player
young,
he's turned into.
my young player playing in.
But yeah, Rashford.
I'd go Rashford. There's
Yeah.
also the young one. His name's just slipped me. I was just going to say
Jesse
his name.
Lingard.
Jesse Lingard. I think he performs. He's
does.
underrated.
He
And at the
is.
World Cup, he was
Oh.
magic.
Wasn't he?
Magic.
But he can't get in the team now.
How does he slip
It's-
everyone's mind? He's
So,
Did he
okay,
get
where's
going
he
back to
gone?
the
Where's he
question
gone?
I said earlier,
Go on.
Jesse Lingard, most
Yeah.
underrated player.
See, we just pulled it out.
Let's
the
go
end.
for it.
Where's he gone?
He can't
He's
get
in my ultimate team. He plays on the wing and his
But Lingard for
crosses,
England,
his
the
touches, and his goals.
the goals he's
He does it in
Oh, he's
real life
quality.
as well. It's not just ultimate.
No,
he
but
does it
George touched on though. You've got these kids at
And-
their club.
yep.
They can't get in the
yeah.
Premiership side, but they can step up to the national team
It's a
and
problem.
bang it in.
It's
We've
becoming
got
a problem.
players leaving the Premiership now, going to the German
See,
league.
I'm proud to say this now. I know he plays for Wolves, but he's still the first team. He's starting 21. He plays for Wolves. He's on the bench. He comes on as he's played a few appearances in the Premier League. Morgan White-Gibbs. I'm friends with him on
Yeah,
Facebook.
you know him, don't you?
I kind of know him a little. I haven't
Yeah.
really spoken to him, but I know him.
Get him
He's
on the
a-
podcast.
He's my ex went to school with him, and I sent him a friend request, and he accepted it because we've got friends in mutual, and I've spoken to him once or twice. But he's a nice lad. But he's won the World Cup with the England under-21s, and now
What a side they look.
Haven't we won the under 17, 18,
Yep.
20,
Yes.
21 World Cup?
Get
Haven't
him
we
up.
look like something
where
like
are these
that?
lads? Like, I know they're not going to be able to play
Because
against
they're
players like
getting
Messi.
stifled. They
They
can,
are
and
striding.
don't forget now, you've got no reserve league anymore. So
No.
these players can play week in, week out in the reserve league
Mm.
with players dropping out
Yeah.
the first team.
And Morgan's he's 18 years old, nearly 19, and he's won a World Cup. All right, it's only like a silver one.
Yeah, but it's still the
it's
best
still-
young talent in the world
Yeah. Why aren't these players getting?
because clubs now think they've got to go and spend £100 million on a player.
It's
When-
I
te-
like
it's-
what Dortmund
it's-
are doing
it's
now
teams
with
like-
English players.
It's teams like PSG who think I'm going to sign Neymar for 200 million euros. He's going to come here absolutely striving. Actually, you got Mbappe.
Have you seen what Borussia
Yeah, but you
Dortmund
got
are doing
two-
recently?
The boy,
Jadon
boy-
Sancho.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
been linked with, I can't, for some reason they've slipped my mind, but they've been linked with a couple of other players, English players. It's a plan, isn't it?
I understand.
Get the
well.
young English talent, turn them into something, sell them on
But
for big
clubs,
fees.
because as we've touched on, it's a business now.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
clubs
business.
are thinking if we
Business.
spend 150 million, which is nothing for Man United, Chelsea, it's
Yeah.
nothing. It's a.
You
I
know
was
that you're
about to
saying
swear
that.
then it's something in the ocean, but
But where's the point that because United's had to sell Ronaldo because you were in debt?
We didn't have to sell him.
You didn't have to
he
sell
wanted
him.
to go to his boyhood
Yeah.
club,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're still kind of in debt at the moment. And when does it come?
and we
to,
got £100 million for a player we bought for 16.
and yeah, exactly.
And how
where
many shirts did he sell?
where does it come to a point that United have to stop and think? Right, we have to do a Tottenham. We can't buy anyone this season. and we're
Is it a
gonna
case
have
of
to-
getting rid of dead wood before we do that?
United need to buy players though. They
No,
can't do that.
no, you're gonna have to get. No, you can't. No, I don't think United don't have to get rid of sign any players. United just have to get rid of, as Sam says, get rid of some dead wood.
Go on, who'd you
and
get rid of? Who'd you get rid of?
In your team,
Yeah, go on. I won't take offence at you because you might talk sense.
A lot of people would say Fellaini, but
No, I
I
wouldn't
think
get rid
he's
of him.
still got
Underrated.
A purpose. Yeah,
Massively.
Underrated.
he still serves a purpose.
He's
He's a
option
useful
B.
He's
player.
starting 11. I wouldn't get rid of anyone. Neither would I get rid of your bench. It's more. I don't know.
What's happened to the kids system at United?
Yeah.
There's kids coming through, and now it's just.
There have been kids coming through
There's
though.
not-
Rashford.
I
and
don't
the
argue
other
that
one,
Pogba is still
McTominay.
one of our youths
And
because he
he's
was
still
in our
a
academy.
kid. If
I
you look
don't
at his age,
see.
yes,
I don't
I mean,
think
what is he?
it's
23,
mental.
Pogba? 22, 23, something
See,
like
with what
I
you
think so,
said
yeah,
there.
around that.
that.
With what you're saying there, Brian, what deadwood would we get rid of from United? I don't think it's so much deadwood. It's more who would I get rid of to almost help the club, or what's preventing. Because at the moment, Pogba is kind of preventing United striving forwards, isn't he? Really.
I think he's taking flack as well. That's undeserved.
So I think I'd get rid of him.
Yourself,
Send him back to Juventus. Obviously, you'll make a loss. I don't think you'll make a profit. Juventus won't buy him back for anywhere near as much as you bought him back for.
I get what you're saying with that. Get
'Cause-
rid of the person who maybe is causing the most
Trouble.
yeah.
He's causing a bit of trouble in the change rooms, isn't he? He's having a bit of a tiff with his manager, and if there's a
Is
bit
he? Is he
We
really?
were talking about this,
Is it
weren't we,
media
Brian?
talk?
Is it media?
Because that thing they had at the training ground a couple of weeks ago, when they're walking off, they're having an argument. That could be something they've just had an argument on the training pitch. I mean, let's not just say there's this massive row between players. The players played for him, as Sam
but at the
touched
same
on.
time, you need
2-0 down against Newcastle,
What you
at
need to-
home,
you
10
need to-
minutes,
But are
passion,
you looking at how
comeback,
he, are you
won the
second
game.
looking
half
at,
like
are you
that?
looking separately at Pogba, how he's been playing in those games though?
I think
Has he-
he's
has he-
unfairly
Is he?
judged.
Is he?
They're
because-
expecting him to do
Is he
too
doing,
much because of his price tag.
Yes. Yes.
Well, no. Is he doing? Are they expecting too much because of his price tag, or are they expecting him to do too much because he's what he's done the past couple of seasons there? Because you're forgetting.
Yeah.
He
He
hasn't been great.
But it
He
was a
hasn't-
different
but he hasn't-
team and a
no,
different role.
But wait there, he hasn't just signed for the club, and
No.
the player at that level, Ronaldo, a player at that level shouldn't have a problem adjusting to a new position at all. He should
If you're a good player, you can play in any system.
exactly. So there we go. That's what I'm saying.
That's one for the
He's-
viewers if
he-
you want to
He's kind of
share your opinions with us.
yeah. He's kind of rebelling. So maybe these arguments, all right, these arguments might have just happened there and then, but he's dragging it on, and he's like, you know what, I ain't going to perform like I did last season, because he isn't performing like he did last season, is he? Or the season before.
What, poorly? Being honest. But, no, Sam's right. Is there any Man U fans out there? Who would you get rid of at United? And, who would you bring into United?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying don't bring anyone into the United, because you need to sort your situation.
We need Firmino.
What?
That's who we need.
He's the answer to every
He's
team's problem.
he's the answer
Yeah.
to our problem.
Don't diss Firmino, he's a good player.
But like,
No,
what,
we need him
like,
at United.
I don't care what you lot say.
if you're putting up a shelf,
And don't forget as well, right, about Firmino, right? Liverpool bought Firmino when Man United wanted him.
Did we?
So you did, you
You
wanted
can keep
Firmino.
him, mate.
What happened was, that season when Depay ended up going to United, he was more linked to go to Liverpool, and Firmino was more linked to go to United.
Was he?
He was.
I can't remember that, and I'm a United fan.
Yeah, but that's what was going on. And then
We're more than
Liverpool
likely get
Liverpool
the.
bought Firmino under United's noses.
We're
and then-
more than likely to get the groundsman than Firmino.
At the end of the day, out of the two players, right, who was the better success? Firmino was over Depay. Just leave it to that.
That's interesting. We've got a buyback clause on Depay, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Would
And
you
who's
exercise
Who's
that?
now performing,
Yeah, would you exercise
playing
that?
for Holland, doing well.
Or again, is it just contributing to this problem? We've got too many attackers.
See, this is what I'm saying now. United need
Yeah,
to.
Sam. If I had the answer,
Yeah, you'd go for it.
I
wouldn't
just
you?
can't sit, and I watch every
you-
single game.
Would
and
you
I can't.
would you agree with this?
Go on.
United need to take a step back, fix their problems before they start chucking more.
Before
But
the
like
season
Brian
started,
said-
Alex Ferguson. I'm going back a few years. Mourinho wanted to go out and buy Bonucci, who played last night at centre half. He wanted to go and buy him. He wasn't backed
Yeah.
by the board. Woodward said, "You're not having him." And Bonucci last night, as we all said, Lukaku's against him.
But
Dominated Lukaku. Never got a sniff. We couldn't get
do
near him.
United need to fix their problems they got at the moment, or is them fixing their problems chucking more players
Have
at
we got
it?
that many problems?
Can we see
no,
the
no, no,
We've
no,
got the
but-
best
but,
goalkeeper in the world.
It's
Yeah,
not.
hands
It's
down.
not like. But it's not so much problems. What we say by problems at the moment. What I'm trying to say by problems is
Go on.
what's happened to United. Why aren't they performing like they used to? Yeah. If there's got to be something wrong, because it's not just like, oh, you had 1 or 2 bad seasons. You've had bad season every season almost since Fergie left. But I can say, obviously, you won the cup to get yourselves back
you won
into
the
the
Europa League
Championship.
and FA Cup, didn't you? Or something?
Yeah. You've won that.
And a lot of people say that that's
then-
not a cup worth winning, but it's in Europe. It's a European cup.
It's not one of the biggest cups to win. It's not one of the best cups to win, but
It
it is
served a
It
purpose. It
gives
got
you
us back
confidence
into
for the
the
next
Champions
season,
League.
though, doesn't
It's
it?
a cup that gets you on your trophy cabinet. It's a cup that goes in there. Cups that get you into the Championship.
Champions League.
Champions League,
Yeah.
sorry, Championship. Champions League without you having to do anything. Like you've
At
won
the
that.
rate
So,
we're going.
so but like, is this now where your team is starting to being fixed? Is your team now getting fixed, and you're sorting the problems out of not winning games and winning cups? You're now starting to.
Just
are you-
need
are
a
you-
bit of confidence.
are you
a
now-
few games to win.
Here's what I'll say
and-
on the matter. We can't see the problems. They're not that clear. Like you say, is it in the changing room? Is it a lack of leadership?
We'll never know.
We won't.
We'll never know until 10 years later when
And
we
they
read
say,
about it.
Yeah,
but
in
there's
someone's autobiography.
there's an issue
Yeah.
somewhere. And
There is.
I can't put my
It's
finger
underlying.
on it.
It's an underlying issue. You can't clearly see it.
We've got probably one of the best 5 managers in the world in Mourinho.
Oh yeah,
Hands
easy.
down.
Actually,
Best
wait,
keeper
no,
in
wait.
the world.
Mourinho, he would have moved up a position because obviously, his name's slipped my mind now. Real Madrid's Zidane is now technically left. He's no longer a manager.
Yeah,
at
he
the
won
moment.
2 Champions
So
Leagues and
no,
went.
but he's no longer a.
Just the usual.
He's no
But
longer a
that-
manager. So Mourinho
Mourinho,
moves
as
up,
me and Sam were saying before this,
Mourinho is.
they will take Mourinho tomorrow.
Oh yeah, anyone would take Mourinho.
So
Mourinho
he's
is
not a bad
He's not a bad
manager.
manager.
Mourinho's a next level. It's just unfortunate for him that he doesn't last more than 3 seasons at a club, and it is really unfortunate because the things that man can do with a club. I mean, all right, it takes time because no manager can really walk into. Well,
The problem in this
I'll say that,
country,
but- no, I say
which
that,
has
but Nuno
affected the
walked in.
England team for me, is the media.
I was
They
just about to
hype
say.
things up. They
That's the
like
thing.
to knock England team before
The-
World
the-
Cups. They
the-
knock
is
us
that
down.
The problem is with the top 6 real Premier League teams, they always get hit by the media first. They
Is
always,
that our problem? Is that
that's
where it's
the-
going wrong for United? Too much
that's-
pressure.
That's not
It
just
is,
that's
it's
not just a
mounting on
United
them.
thing. That is a top 6 team. Like look at
I
Wolves.
think money's
We-
ruining the game.
We had a new manager
It's
come in last
pressure, isn't
season, and we won the league with it. But we didn't have that pressure we had like you do. You had Mourinho come in 3 seasons ago, and as soon as Mourinho signed for you, the pressure hit you hard. But Nuno came into us, and we didn't really have that media pressure, and yeah, we won the league. But it is
Speaking about pressure,
literally is the media pressure
You
on your team.
can tell that this United side is pressured because we have to concede to then
Oh,
start
yeah.
attacking.
It's a
Yeah.
disappointment
And
to
it's
see that.
why can we not
What-
do that at the start of the
what
game?
happened-
Players haven't got the confidence.
What happened to
Why were there no substitutions
What-
made against Juventus?
what happened to
confidence?
what happened to the
Yeah.
United side that I remember? They go 3-0 up at half time, then the other team start attacking, and they get 1 goal back in the second half. But United have got 2 more, so you win 5-1 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What's happened to that United team? And
Confidence
it is,
and
it is
media.
the confidence.
If you go to
confidence,
Man
and
U,
it's the
we've
media's
lost
fault.
that aura.
Yeah. It's the media's
Teams
fault.
come to Old Trafford and they used to be intimidated.
They used to
have
be really
Ferguson
intimidating.
walking down
The
the
players
tunnel,
are intimidated
getting
now.
intimidated before they get there. Now
and the best.
we've lost that intimidation factor.
the-
Wolves came there,
that is
outplayed
what I was
us.
about to say. The biggest proof of that this season is a championship winning side coming to your team, your side, your hometown, your stadium, and almost beating you.
But you went out and bought 4 or 5 players that slotted into your side. So it's not buying the new players; it's the team ethic.
But we
I-
saw
I
this at
haven't-
Stoke last season. Mark Hughes, he's known. He did it at QPR. He brought in a variety of players. The wrong signings.
That's what Villa did. Villa went down, and obviously, you know, when you get relegated, you get pumped full of money.
Yeah.
Because, like, especially with a team like Villa, they want them back in the Premier League.
Parachute payments.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
gave him money, and he went out and spent a load of money. All the money he got given, he spent practically all of it, thinking, yeah, I'm going to bring in these players, I'm going to go back up. He just bought players because he knew they were good.
And then yeah,
didn't fit
but
in,
why
and
are
now
we
look at them.
filtering this
They're
money, as
still-
we've been saying?
they're
Why isn't
admit-
it filtering down in the Championship though? It's all sticking. It's all toxic clubs.
Yeah,
it's all
it's true.
going that way. If you filter it down, it's going to benefit the national side
Yeah.
because these Championship teams got money they can go out and get
And
players.
the thing is,
and
with the
it's-
Championship players, there's more. If you look at Championship, League 1, League 2, League 3, there are more English players in those leagues than there is in the Premier League.
That's what George said, touched on.
Yeah.
They're playing for less money.
They're
but
playing
they've
for less
got-
money, but they're
And it's
but
passion that-
these lads,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
lads want to play for their national team, and the only way that's going to happen really now is if, unfortunately, a big company goes and buys that club and pumps them full of money so they can get more players. But then
Or they've got a Jamaican or Italian grandfather or something like that.
Exactly. But that's the thing. There are no scouts going to these clubs anymore going, actually, that guy there, he's a League One player, but if we bring him in,
Like
sign
Dele
him,
Alli for Tottenham.
you know, we
I'll
watch it.
take him tomorrow.
You don't get those scouts going to the lower sides anymore going, he's a really good player, let's sign him next week. They all going over to Spain, Brazil, France,
so
Germany. They're all going over there for these players.
We've touched then in this conversation on the national team. It seems like England are lacking some kind of creative player down the middle. Is Barkley the answer now?
Give it time. I don't make it now.
He's bulked up.
I mean,
He
with-
seems so driven.
The thing is with Barkley, he's been up and down throughout that every season.
He's
been
never
at.
had consistency.
He was decent, when he was at Everton, and then like the last couple of seasons before he went to Chelsea, he just sort of went downhill. Then he went to Chelsea. It was a bit of a WTF sort of signing.
Yeah.
But then
You can't
slowly,
get inside though. He's young. You've got great players. You're not going to get in the side.
yeah, it made no sense of why he went to Chelsea in the first place. But then slowly but surely, he's starting to get some form into him again.
For me, he looks like he's matured.
I don't know. I mean, with Barkley, he's just inconsistent. He's up and down all the time. I don't know whether it's worth saying that he's the answer now, because maybe you talk about attacking player like as a midfielder number 10. I personally think like a player like a Dele Alli or maybe even Sancho in the future would be a much more better player than
Jesse
Barkley.
Lingard.
Yeah, Lingard can play there. Yeah, you've got loads of players that play in the wings that could be a decent
You know what?
attacking
That's-
midfielder as well.
That's just kind of hit me on the head, Man United have got a fair few. They all talk about how Tottenham have got a lot of.
Oh yeah, we've got some English talent.
They're all there going, oh yeah, Tottenham have got the most and the best players for England.
Oh yeah, we've
Hold on
got
a second.
Shaw, we've
I was
got
gonna
Rashford,
say, hold on a
Lingard.
second. You talk about Jesse Lingard and all these. You've got a good handful of quality English football players who do play for England as well, and they are a starting 11 team. Like,
Did any of you watch the? Was it an under-20 game before Juventus last night?
4-1.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, me and Brian watched the last 10-15 minutes of it.
I mean, how
didn't
many of those are English? I can't even remember.
we? Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh yeah. Anyway,
I think
So
that's,
I think that marks then the end of episode 2 of Let's Talk Ball.
let's talk ball.
let's talk.
For me, that's a good player. I don't care what anyone says.
And I
Or-
think
or let's
Ahmed
talk-
definitely did talk
Oh, yeah,
ball
wait there.
because
Yeah,
he's
well, he
one of the
talked
top
ball.
3 strikers in
Yeah,
the
oh,
world
God,
he would pick.
Oh no, can we just pause it there?
I was being realistic for Liverpool.
Sam's, he's
No,
got it. He's got
it's
it.
called
He's
being
said-
biased.
It's not being biased.
He's
For me,
got-
it's
he's
a
got-
good player for that position for Liverpool anyways. I don't care what anyone says.
Sam's got here. Let's
It's my
talk
opinion at the
Barkley.
end of
Yeah.
the day.
So obviously, let's talk ball. He's put let's talk Barkley. Let's
I've
change
talked.
it.
Let's talk about Barkley.
Yeah. Let's talk Firmino. We should change it to that instead. Let's
Sure,
get
just-
Barkley
that should be
out
the
of way.
title of the podcast.
Yeah,
Let's talk
let's talk
Firmino.
Firmino. You know, it's all.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
about-
Firmino's top 3 players in the world.
So
He's up there. I don't
before you wrap it up, the Juventus Man U match predictions.
I
Yeah,
can
well look
see it
away.
from-
care.
I
Well
can
Yeah.
look away.
We did say we'd leave it till the end of the podcast, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we've got to make the prediction.
What, for the away game?
The away game at Juventus.
I've got stats here if you want some.
All right, I'll have a shout at this. Do you know what? I'll be as biased as Ahmed. Juventus will already be 3 in the group. They won't risk the players because they're going for another title. 1-0 Man U.
That's not a bad
No.
shout. That is not a bad shout at all, Brian.
4-0 Juventus.
It's
Do you know
really
you can
tricky.
actually use your brain sometimes and not be so biased?
Alright,
and just
listen,
take
right,
Man U?
listen. Juventus are like a 10 times much more better team than United is. That's been proven last night. They're going to get dicked. They are going to get dicked.
Let's save this for another podcast.
Listen,
yeah?
right, I don't see United beating them. I just don't see United beating them.
I'll
That's it.
admit, as a United fan, it's going
Do
to
you
be
actually
very
watch football,
tricky
Ahmed?
to score against
I was
that
watching
Juventus
football with you
defence.
last night, Ember. What are you on about?
Liverpool,
I was there watching
Liverpool
you.
are 10
Fucking-
times better than United.
I was there watching you, right?
I've got
rinsing.
2.5 decades of history that tells me you're not.
Let's leave
Alright.
this, yeah?
Yeah,
Let's
back to
leave it.
predictions.
Let's leave it.
back
Let's
to
wrap it
predictions.
up.
Firmino, what a great player. I'll have him at Man U tomorrow.
You would, though.
I'll dump Lukaku. I'll get Firmino in.
I prefer Firmino
Let's
over
get back to
Lukaku.
the predictions.
Because Lukaku won't fit for us lot.
Come on, Sam. Also predictions for Juventus at home hosting Man United.
Mourinho's going to have to do something really special to get the players to even score in this game.
I
I mean,
don't think-
6 shots at home.
2 on target.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
wait
if I
there,
can
wait
see
there.
us scoring.
Wait there, 6 shots, 2 on
think-
target, but Juventus have 15 shots, 4 on target. and 5.
easier for the away team.
Yeah,
because
more
the whole
pressure.
team are under pressure with
Yeah,
their
yeah.
fans.
Do you know what then? With that,
Yeah, but the fans can drive them sometimes.
Yeah, they can. But they can also get on their back as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But,
If you're not performing exactly how
But I'm
they
with
want you to
though,
be.
You know,
Come on
I
then,
really
Sam.
like the 1-0 that Brian said, but I'm going to just be different
Just gonna go
for the
2-1.
sake of variety. 2-1, United.
2-1 to United.
bold shout, 2 goals away from home.
Okay.
Okay, I like
Okay.
it.
And the only reason I'm saying that is Mourinho's going to have to do something drastically different. We're going to be
But
attacking,
wait there,
surely.
by then surely you would be through as well, won't you?
We need, realistically, one more win.
We
you'll
need
be,
one
you'll,
more win.
You'll be through really by the time you play that.
Not if we lose
That's true, yeah.
and then Valencia win. We're then
See, now-
behind them, and I'm not sure about the rest of the fixtures.
Mm.
But anyway,
What is
go
it?
on then,
There's
Sam.
See, this is gonna. I know it's gonna be a bit rude and stuff, but I'm gonna put 2 predictions out there.
Go on.
If you're through, it's gonna be a 0-0 draw.
Okay, I wouldn't
But
argue with
if-
that. Wouldn't argue with that.
If
I
you're
can see a 0-0.
if you're through, yeah, 0-0. If you're not, if you're through 0-0, yeah. If you're not through, I think Juventus will not quite walk all over you, but I think it'll be a Juventus 3-1 win.
Well, there's our predictions anyway.
We haven't had- we
looking over
haven't-
here, we've got a 24% draw,
That's quite high already.
59% for Juventus, 17 for Man U.
They favour you for that draw.
That's right. They're probably your Liverpool fans.
Is that, like you said, is that going to benefit United? We're going in as the underdogs.
What, underdogs?
Clear
Yeah,
underdogs.
absolutely.
No pressure
Sorry,
on
did
us.
we get Ahmed's prediction for the Juventus Man U go?
What, it's
Said
realistic
4-0,
one?
didn't he?
I said 4-0.
4-0.
What about your realistic one?
What, United?
Alright, if you want me to be more realistic, right, I'll say
It would be nice.
3-1 Juventus.
Just copying me because he knows I'm right with scores, doesn't he?
I ain't copying you.
You
It's
know,
just that I
I-
know that Juventus are going to
Hold
beat
on.
Man United. You lot are being
I
biased,
predict-
thinking United going to win it.
We're being
Save it, boys.
biased.
Save it for the
I'm
next
thinking that
podcast.
United are going to win it. Yeah.
I predicted the 2 scores on the weekend. You know, I
You
predicted
won,
that
mate.
5-0
You
there, and I
won.
predicted the 2-0 loss, even though I did say 2-1. But
Well,
I did say 2-0.
boys, that marks the end of the podcast of episode 2. Finally,
What are we calling it?
Let's Talk Ball episode 2.
That's not for me, no.
We'll decide the title after.
I feel like it's going to be less talk for me.
But
yeah.
as always, if you guys want to, the listeners, if you want to kind of get in on our
sorry,
conversation.
I'm rolling up at this. I'm sorry.
Brian's going to have to go back, and he's just going to have a coffee, isn't he?
I better drink what Ahmed's drinking.
Right. As
Wow.
always, if you guys want to connect with us, send us any questions, interact with us. We're now on Spotify,
Hey.
which we're professional now. We're getting quite professional.
We're next level.
Hopefully by the time that this is uploaded, we'll be on iTunes as well. If you want to send us any questions, it's talkballpodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, boys. It's been good.
Yeah, good
Episode
fun.
2.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Officially over.
It's been fun watching it.